And welcome to Ozarks Live. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Glad you're back.
Me too. Today had to be one of the most fun days that I have ever had. This was wonderful. You know? Okay, to explain why, our producer, she read about this trick. Everybody knows about this thing where you put an egg into the palm of your hand and you cannot break it. You know, no matter how big, tough you're kind of. And so she decided to go around to all the different people around work and say, and she was, you know, shooting it so that we could show it to, you know, all these people.
Yeah, so Kerrigan has her phone capturing all of it. You know, and you've seen Kerrigan for the last few days.
Sure.
And she's all excited.
And everybody's trying, and they can't, and she was going to show it to you. Until she got to the last person. And the last person was our general manager.
He's a strong man.
He truly is. Now, you know, the thing is, you put it in the palm of your hand, and I had told her, because, you know, it's like once in a while saying, I told you so, is always a fun thing to do.
Of course.
You know, if someone doesn't have it in the palm of their hand and curls their fingers into it, or there's even the smallest little crack in that egg, pow, it will go. Well, that's what happened when she handed the egg to our general manager, who probably didn't want to do it in the first place, but he humored her.
Yeah, apparently she just kind of burst in. I think there were some people in the office, and she said, okay, we're doing this thing. You can't break this egg. And I'm like, I'm a little surprised she hadn't heard of that before, but I'm always afraid it's actually going to break. Not that I'm that strong. But she has this video of all of us, except for that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't quite rolling, and when the egg went all over the floor and all over him, we're so sorry.
Yeah, that's not the good part, but the fun part was, you know, she hadn't been around because she'd been going to all these different people. She comes into the office, she goes, guess what happened? And you knew someone broke the egg at that point. And, of course, I almost fell out of my chair backwards because I was laughing so hard.
Yeah.
And that was the I told you so. I told you, I told you.
You know, maybe the moral of the story here is just roll. Go ahead and roll that video.
Always.
Just roll.
That's the first rule of television.
Just,
it's like if we go out on a shoot, you know, and it's like on the ledge of something, and you go, what are we going to do if I fall off this ledge? Anyone who's operating the camera said, we'll keep rolling, don't worry, it'll be good TV.
Oh my goodness, it was funny.
So thank you, Kerrigan, for a terrific day.
Yes, and he was a very good sport about it too. So, so that's what we do on Fridays around here sometimes. Yeah. All right, lots to get to today, including a visit to another Missouri winery. We're going to learn about Foster Care Awareness Month and how a local organization is helping these kids get the items that they need.
Yeah, we'll have music from Brian Copeland, more goodies from Price Cutter, and Nichelle Turner from Entertainment Tonight will tell us about a classic movie set to air this Sunday night on CBS. But before we get to all that, here's what's on the radar. I want to go at this one, all right?
All right.
Okay.
What you got?
It looks as though all this deep cleaning going on everywhere, you know, due to the coronavirus, is resulting in some unusual benefits, happenings, things like that. Case in point, Paul Willis, a hog farmer in Thornton, Iowa, recently received a postcard from his sister, Ann Lovell. No big deal, right? Oh, yeah, okay. But this postcard had a picture of Ann on a Grand Canyon hike in 1987. Not only that, but the card also had a San Francisco postmark from December of the same year, 1987. Now, top that off with another postmark. This time, it was April 29th of this year from Des Moines, Iowa. So, being a reasonable man, Mr. Willis called the post office looking for a reasonable answer to the reasonable question of, what the heck? Turns out the post office, they're all going through deep cleaning due to COVID-19. The postcard may have been discovered while furniture and machines were being moved for cleaning, which goes to prove the unofficial motto of the United States Postal Service, with one addition: neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night nor passage of time stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
And all these years, he's been really angry. They haven't spoken because, you know, she never said happy holidays.
Terrible. No Christmas cards exchanged, nothing.
And now he's like,
it's all healed.
I told you I sent you. When you said postcard, I thought to myself, now wait a minute, who sends those anymore?
That
was kind of making me go, you know, I guess some people still do.
Just 33 years off.
I know. Got around to it.
Yeah.
Better late than never. All right. I have a very funny TikTok video to show you. Speaking of the Postal Service, this is great if you haven't seen it. A couple of friends in Birmingham, Alabama were outside recording a TikTok video. They live across the street from each other, right? So they're recording this video. Something happened that they did not expect. Let's just say they got interrupted.
All of that, mama, party girl, she just want to have fun too. They say you ain't wifey type, but I don't care.
How you doing?
All of that, mama, party girl, she just want to have fun too.
All right, so that is postal worker Annette Desmond. Annette realized she had interrupted something. She apologized. She went off on her merry way with her rounds, but the girls posted that video, and it went viral. Now, the next day, Annette saw them outside again on her appointed rounds, of course. And they showed her how famous she'd become. They're like, can I show you something? You know, there's like thousands of views on this thing. Asked if she would be in a video with them, and here's what happened.
Cause some came in the mail today.
And you don't want to fight with us. We big dogs, you don't fight the wolves. Had rubbers in my backpack. And you brought your gamers.
Got it! Cause some came in the mail today.
And you don't want to fight.
I love this. Annette has been with the post office since 1989. She says this whole experience has been an unexpected career highlight. The girls were so appreciative. They asked if they could get Annette a gift. She said she was such a good sport. You know what she wanted? She wanted a little PPE. She wanted some gloves. Okay, so she could stay safe doing her thing. So that's what Alexis Dinga and Collins Kitchens did. And you know what? I think they now have a friend for life in Annette. This thing has gotten millions of views. So I just love that story.
That's very good.
I love when she drives up and goes, hey, what are you doing? She knew. She's like, oh, I don't know what I just did. Yeah.
Okay, talk about a genius solution to what I understand is an age-old problem. A couple, I'm guessing due to a few clues in the report from the United Kingdom, decided to go into lockdown at her apartment due to the COVID-19 pandemic. All was hearts and flowers until she started to notice the bathroom floor was always wet around the toilet. Now, she first assumed it was water, but knew it was not. Turns out it was her boyfriend's lousy aim, if you get my drift.
Yeah.
Of course, when she called it to his attention, he apologized profusely. Yet, very shortly, Dead-Eye Dan was at it again. Asking him to just use some tissue to clean things up didn't work. And the idea of asking this guy to use the bathtub instead was just not appealing to her. So, and this is the genius part, she took one of her puppy's old training pads, cut it up, taped it all around the base of the toilet. Problem solved, but another one surfaced. Her boyfriend was furious, saying she was comparing him to an animal.
Oh,
now,
get over it.
Yeah, no current word on the state of their relationship currently, but I'm guessing it's probably gone to the dogs.
I was waiting on that one.
Yeah, that's too easy.
Puppy pads, that sends a message.
Yeah, it sure did.
Right there. Aim, you shoot. Okay, coming up, I'm going to take you on a visit to another Missouri winery. This time, I love this one. It is an urban winery right in the middle of downtown Kansas City. Some of the best bubbly I've ever had in my life.
All right, don't go away. Ozarks Live is just getting started.